By the way, we're getting in some live pictures from the Hong Kong airport. The situation seems to be calm at the moment. Travelers trying to get where they're going. We're standing by to see if there are more protests taking shape there. Airport has been closed at times. It's been frustrating, but you will see people there, protesters, the signs all over social media saying, sorry for the inconvenience, but we are fighting for our liberty. So we'll see how things develop there. We'll keep an eye on it. So as China warns the U.S. to stay out of this whole thing, there are growing calls from both sides of the aisle here in D.C. calling on America to get more involved in supporting the pro-democracy protesters in Hong Kong. So should we? Let's sort through the latest developments with former Senior Director for Strategic Planning at the National Security Council, Brigadier General Robert Spalding. General, great to have you back with us tonight.
Great to be back.
Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. There is a lot of pressure on this president to say and do more than he has. You saw the clip there where he said, I hope everything works out okay. We know they're moving people to the border. I hope no one gets killed. What should the leader of the United States be saying at this moment?
You know, a little bit more than 240 years ago, those kids would have been our founding fathers actually fighting for our freedom. You know, rather than the Hong Kong airport, it was Boston Harbor where they were tossing tea in. So, and the King of England was calling them terrorists, too. So one of the things that we talked about in the national security strategy is America needed to get back to talking about our principles, not just open markets lead to wealth, but open markets and democratic principles lead to a better world.
I thought a lot about today and over the last few days about the Green Revolution back in Iran in 2009, and there was so much criticism of the Obama administration for that, then not getting more involved. Some people thought they should have done more. Ben Shapiro tweeting about this today, saying Obama remained silent during the 2009 Iranian protests, and it was a moral abdication of the highest order. Trump must not remain silent on Hong Kong.
Yeah, there's a failed belief that if we don't stand up to totalitarians, it'll make it worse for the protesters. The Chinese Communist Party is going to do what they want to do. They believe that we're fomenting revolutions because of who we are. And so we actually have to speak up for our principles, because otherwise, nobody will. Really, everybody's looking to the United States. You're not going to see Europe stand up. You're not going to see Asia stand up. You're not going to see the UK or Germany. It has to be America that really stands for democratic principles and rule of law and civil rights and human rights.
It's been interesting to see them, a number of the protesters there in Hong Kong, using UK flags, British flags, American flags, singing our national anthem there, which I'm sure gives the Chinese more ammunition to say the U.S. is fomenting this and getting involved. But it seems that they're trying to cling and appeal to any, organized democracy out there that will come to their aid.
Well, think about us. We were going to France for help when we were fighting for our own democracy. So, yes, they're looking for outside help. They know that the Communist Party has all the power in the world to crush them.
Okay, so Dan Crenshaw, GOP congressman, says this: America is proof that democracy is worth fighting for. Protesters in Hong Kong are fighting for that same reason, even in the face of China's aggression and police brutality. They're standing by their worthy cause. We hear their demands for freedom and support them in their mission. So this against the backdrop, obviously, of our ongoing trade negotiations. Many are calling it a trade war with China. How does all of that complicate the situation?
Well, the trade war, the Chinese Communist Party has decided they're not going to make a deal. So whatever we do with regard to how we speak out about Hong Kong, or even if we continue to have negotiations, there is no way to convince them to change. They're waiting for 2020. They want a new president. They think that they can get one.
Okay, so I want to also spell out some things that Tom Cotton, a senator, Republican, a veteran himself who has served. Here are some things that he puts up. We'll show some of these things that he talks about we should do: halting trade negotiations with Beijing, sanctioning senior Chinese Communist Party officials, revoking U.S. visas of party leaders and their families, curtailing student visas for Chinese nationals, demanding the expulsion of Chinese officials from leadership positions in international organizations, and revising the Hong Kong Policy Act. How likely do you think any of those options are to be executed?
At this point, probably not likely, but we do need to think about how involved we are with their economy and certainly their financial system. Hong Kong is a window to U.S. Western capital markets, so their ability to get U.S. dollars comes through our special relationship with Hong Kong. And so MSCI, Emerging Market Index, just went from 5 to 20% weighting in Chinese shares, which means our retirement funds are pouring billions of dollars into China. That is something that's really problematic given everything that's going on.
Interesting to me, too, that there are a number of bipartisan calls about this. We see the Speaker of the House along with Kevin McCarthy, the top Republican in the House. We see Pete Buttigieg, who is a Democrat out on the 2020 campaign trail. All of them and many other voices coming together. I think of Senator Rubio, Congressman McGovern. I mean, both sides of the aisle saying we have to do more to step up. And it's unusual in these days to see something big that has bipartisan support. But it looks like this is one of those coalescing moments.
Yeah, you know, America used to make the world safe for democracy. When we push cash into China, we're making the world safe for oppression.
All right, General, thank you for stopping in. We know this is your area of expertise. Great to hear from you.
Thank you.